Okay, this is my Transit Connect on a 2006 plate diesel. This is the starter motor. I've replaced the starter motor, and this is the old one. It's basically held on with just three bolts around there. So you get them out, and then the electrics, it's just two. This one I'm tapping my thumb, small one, which is a 10mm, and this is a 13mm. There's no earth wire, it's just earth through the ground. So you've just got the two live wires that are on a connector block that fix on there. Now it's just behind the number plate here. Here's the new one. So what you need to do, if you can see the electrics, just the copper on the new one. I'll focus it in a bit. There you get your general idea. So it's just the little one there, which is 10mm, sort of it. So you can say 7 o'clock, and then 1 o'clock. There's a 13mm nut. This one here you don't touch. That's a ground one. That's grounded to the case. So you don't touch this one here. Just the one at 1 o'clock, and this one at 7 o'clock. So do that first, and then this whole block comes off. I put some silver tape round. There was some sort of insulation tape round, and it's all come off, and I just had a bit of duct tape, so I've just taped that up just to seal it in. On the bottom of the starter motor there's this rubber drain bung, so I had to pull this off the old one, and I've cleaned it out. It was all full of gunk and bits of plastic, and so that just literally just pulls off. So I pulled it off the old one and put it on. There's another hole further down, but there's nothing in that one. That just remains as is. So you need to swap this over onto your new starter motor. And then if I just whip round the other side, okay, so you got, where's my finger, 3 nuts, 1, 2, well they're actually bolts that go through, and then this one up here, which is like on a bolted thread. It's like a nut on a bolted thread. Now what I found was, I was using my own socket set, which is like this, one of these like starry type, and I ended up just rounding one nut off. So I had to go around a mate's house, and he kindly loaned me this one he got from Lidl's, German made. As you can see, it's 6-sided, opposed to, well, I don't know what they call it, starry type. You don't want one of these. You want one of these. This fitted on the nut head beautifully, and I managed to crack it off. If you're having a bit of a problem, these go right the way through. I did spray a little bit of WD-40 on the back and leave it for about 10 minutes, and it was a bit of a grunt, but they did crack. So I took this one off, I did this one second, and then this one third. This is just a plate holding the wire on. So the procedure basically is disconnect your battery. Obviously you must disconnect your battery, and I put a couple of rubber gloves around the terminals. You do not want power coming down to here when you're messing around, so you must disconnect your battery. Those 2 nuts I said about on the solenoid, the 13 and 10, and the whole plug just comes off, and then 1, 2, 3 nuts, the starter motor comes off. You put the new starter motor on, 1, 2, 3 bolts, put the 10mm, the 13mm nut back in. Now the new starter motor, which I bought off eBay, it was £50. Come next day delivery as well. That's what this one is, and it was fine. the problem I was having is it was just very slow starting. I thought it was the battery, so I bought a new battery and it was still slow, and just slow turning over. And then I got up on the Friday morning and it just wouldn't turn over at all, so I knew it couldn't be battery. I got a new battery, so I figured for 50 quid it was a starter motor. I put it on, turn the key, starts a treat. Hope that helps.